Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and let's say that you were a pesky adventurer atop Castle Ravenloft, and you were like, I wonder if I might yet break into this tower through these windows. Can I open these windows and break in? The answer is, like, in the game, yes, you can open the windows, you can break in. But, you know, when you did, what would you see? An unfinished room. This is not the sort of thing that inspires the imagination of adventurers. They don't go like, hey, I'm so glad this wall is partially completed, you know? It doesn't, like, these aren't supposed to be ruins. These are supposed to be living spaces for guests in a very, very expensive vampire castle. And so, you know, it's fine if you're trying to make a wrecked pyramid or something for things to be all crumbly and missing stuff, but, like, you know, this would ruin the experience if we don't, oh no, you know, actually set up the things we need to set up. So I'm going to go gather some materials and start putting all that together. Time skip. I'm down to 2 fireworks yet again because all this jumping and falling off of those towers there really does a number on my, you know, firework count. And that number, negative. So anyway, we've got a ton of reed farms set up in the south end of the bay, but nothing over here. Which got me thinking, like, oh, why don't I just come to this little island, which will be loaded while I work on my castle? Maybe, in theory, because, like, those chunks are barely loaded now, so maybe this is too far out. Well, either way, we'll start a nice little reed farm here just to get things going. Now, not that I, like, get derailed all the time by things that interest me, but, hey, there's a thing down here that interests me, so let's go get derailed. I'm kind of curious what is down in this cave. And if it connects... Oh, that's what's down. Oh, 2 creepers. Did he get the other one? No. Did he hurt him? Okay, there we go. So, I'm kind of curious if this cave system connects to what I was running into underneath my castle. And so we're just going to put some torches around here. I heard a spider, which is a good sign that there's more area in general here. That bat flew right at me. There's a lot of bats down here. That's a good sign, I guess. This cave has been here literally this entire time, and I had no idea. Oh, 2 witches. Okay, in terms of things... Flamin'... Okay, yeah, this cave... How am I so low on health? This is going poorly. This is not a good cave. I have decided that much. We are leaving this cave. 1 heart. 1/2 heart. Okay. Wow. So, you know what? Let's just assume that this cave is part of Mumbo Jumbo's area, and I shouldn't go down here. Let's just say, you know what? This is Mumbo Jumbo's problem. He can civilize this terrible, terrible place. Wow. 2 witches and an insane flame bow skeleton in one place. Not good luck. It's not good luck at all. You know, I don't think I've really ever explored this island in general, though. Like, so we've got 1 cave on that side. What do we... Ooh. 2nd cave over here. I mean, this island is, you know, not really part of my base at all. It's not really part of Mumbo's base either, though. So I'm kind of curious, like... if there's any untold treasures down here. Is that a switch? No, that's just the way that the textures worked. Okay, well, I'm really worried I'm going to cause a cave-in with these torches. So, this is a very interesting underground complex, though. Let's see, which of these can I safely hit? I can hit that one. I can put a torch down there. Yeah, okay, so I think what I'd want to do, it would be to set up a ladder that went down here. And then let's see if we can find that spider. I'm going to break that torch. Dang it. Look at it. Immediately run away. Okay, see, we've lured out the monsters. Now they got eyes on us. Okay, doesn't look too crazy in there. Do I have a bow and arrow? No, because I've been doing all my building. Maybe we should save our adventuring for another day. Or maybe that's a terrible idea, and we should just come down here. That sounds like a lot of spiders. Like, maybe there's a dungeon literally right here. This is a really convenient place to build a mob farm, now that we know that this dungeon's here. And I know that spiders can't go through a 1-block gap. So we can come in like this and light this up a little. Do some leg work with our swords. Might not be legs. Also, arguably we should block this off behind us so that we're entombed with the spiders. I think they're going to keep spawning if we don't get more torches in there, though. So let's be careful not to create a 2x2 spawnable area over here. But just kind of generally dig a quick tunnel around, plant some more torches to deactivate the trap for the time being. Man, what could you use a spider spawner for? Can you use string to make spider webs? That would be actually the best, because that's one of the things I don't have enough of for my castle. Dang it, man. Quit biting me, you guys. Okay. Well, it's pretty obvious there is a chest on that side of the wall. Don't see any over on this side. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to circumnavigate the room. Like so. So there's the entrance. That means that chest is probably around... Oh, that's a bad way to do that. Very bad way. Okay. So we don't want to have these 2 blocks knocked out next to each other. Cool. So some bread, a music disc, a golden apple, some bones. We don't really need bones too badly. Or wheat, but we will take that iron horse armor, I think. I think that's worth grabbing. So let me just toss this. Okay. And I think I hear witches, which might be the same witches that we heard before. So let's be careful when we jump out of here. Okay, no immediate threat of witches. Just this zombie. Oh yeah, every time you hit a zombie, more zombies spawn and run toward you. Forgot about that. That's a good reason to maybe just kind of not push back too far. But just generally kind of spread the light out a bit and determine... Okay, that's a very nearby witch. Okay. A lot of monsters down here, it turns out. Well, we've narrowed that down. Okay, so they can only come from this direction now. And there they are. Dang it. How are these guys all hitting me at these weird angles? Dang it. Either way, we have found a spider spawner, which we might find a use for someday. Possibly. Not sure 100% about that. But good news to know that it's so close to the surface. Because the surface is where most people live. Uh-oh. Sun's going down. Have my reeds grown at all while I was under there? That was the real reason I was loitering. Dang it, reeds. You had one job. But okay. So, we've explored an island and discovered 2 whole new caves, making sure there's not a third sneaking around back here. Nope. Okay. Up we go. Just gonna go as high as possible and then glide the rest of the way to the castle. We don't really have much forward momentum, but that's alright. So, here we are, back at the castle. We'll let those 6 reeds grow into many, and hopefully not have to fly very much for the next few bits that we're working on. So, let's go ahead and grab what we need to work on our build. Time skip. Alrighty. So, if you imagine the mansion to be the 3rd story of the castle, we are up in the 4th story of this tower here, and I'm trying to work out exactly where I want the ceiling to be. It makes sense to me to have a relatively, like, conservative ceiling, because these are supposed to be kind of living spaces, but when I look at these windows, those to me say that I need to make sure that we have at least room for the top of their little, you know, granite, what do you call that? Lintel or whatever? Sill on the bottom. But the problem with that is that it seems like you also then need at least this space up here. So these walls definitely need to be a little bit higher, but they might need to be a lot a bit higher. At least on this windowed room. Like maybe this windowed room needs to feel extra, kind of welcoming and large. So, and maybe that's not the case on this one, because this is the actual guest bedroom, and maybe that should feel cozier. So like our closet, we've got a ceiling here at this level, and I think that that might be appropriate for the guest bedroom as well. In fact, it'll having a variation in the ceiling height might actually make that guest lounge area with all the windows feel even more open, and this room feel more foreboding. Which, I mean, at the point where you are a guest in a vampire's castle and you're staying in the fancy guest bedroom, maybe you should feel a sense of foreboding. Maybe that's good. That feels foreboding. Might be a little bit too low, but like, I mean, yeah, when you come out of this and into this, you get a real sense of space opening up, which is a positive. So let's go ahead and try and get a ceiling going on in this space. So once again, if we go at least one block above here, there we go. That's going to give us quite a bit of height, and we'll make sure that this space seems to have some real depth to it when people fly by as well. Because you got to keep in mind, or if they're out on the roofs, you know, you need to have the ceiling feel like it's up a little bit. So in terms of torches, how are we doing? Wow, not great, you know. So that's additionally a concern. Let's see. This room, I don't even have numbered, which I need to do. But let's go ahead and get this roof in place before we worry too much about detail work. Because even though other parts of the castle have a higher level of detail at this point than these spaces, like, we really have to kind of skeletonize the entire castle before we can flesh it out. So I love that the chapel and the rooms you come in at the front are much more detailed and visually interesting and whatnot, but, you know, you gotta have a little bit of structure for every piece of the thing. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to leave these slightly misoriented blocks here, because this is, once again, a terrifying vampire castle, and I feel like that would make some of the hermits uneasy if they walked into this room and the ceiling was kind of weird like that. Yeah. And then when they came and looked out the windows, you can see a good distance out these. The castle itself you can't really see too much of, other than you can tell that those towers are there. And if they stood on some furniture, they could see a little bit more kind of over there. Which we don't really have any furniture in yet, but, you know, we will. So you leave this big open room with these big windows, though. And here's your guest bedroom, and here's your guest closet. Your closet has the same height ceiling. Yeah, okay, good. This definitely feels more like a cell. Like, this should feel like a coffin. Like, maybe you are gonna die in here. Don't go to sleep. But also, you know, if you stay awake all the time, you'll eventually go mad. So, vampire castle planning. It's happening. Now, this space here is a little bit more complicated, because we need to set up a stairwell that will continue to the next level here. And that is a bit more of a challenge. So, we're going to have that stairwell come out here, or so. And then we have this tiny space here, because this elevator shaft is just massive and occupies so much room. Oh no. Wait, no, that can't be the elevator shaft. That's because of the witches. Yeah, that's right. That's the cauldron room up there. Okay, so as we wrap around the cauldron room, though, we have this kind of like little narrow hallway with a door at the end of it. Come in here. Hey, high ceiling. Okay, this is actually the same height ceiling as the other room. It has a stone ceiling because it's actually the top of the tower, but still, I think on the whole, that's a good thing. You can see the Red Sky Bay sign just barely out there. See some trees. Yeah, that's a good feel. Okay. Either way, though, this room definitely needs a cap to it. And I'm thinking having lower ceiling in here, definitely good. Gonna need at least a torch or something up top of this, just to make sure nothing spawns inside of here. Dang it. So once again, we move from high ceiling, open space with windows, not much foreboding going on, to really bad room. Terrifying. Bad things could happen here. This space, I'm not so sure about what to do exactly. Because, oh, you bounce on beds? Oh my goodness. Minecraft, you keep adding new things and I love it. Good job, you guys. Let's see. So, we just need to kind of bring this around here. Now, this stairwell's supposed to be pretty narrow. And in Minecraft, like, the narrowest stairwell you can really get away with would probably be, if it came out just as far as that one here, it would probably be something... Actually, let's go ahead and just do a single pillar spiral stairwell here. So we're going to pop this up like this. And just have it come out and around. So... Whoa. Elytra almost killed me there. Oh, dang it. So we've got the core idea. We're going to establish a pillar and have a 1x1 tiny spiral staircase go around it. So then I thought, like, maybe we should have a little fence here and have the spiral staircase be relatively open. This is a lot easier in a lot of ways in terms of like the way the room will function for when we play the game. Now, this staircase should be enclosed once you get up high enough. Whoops, actually that should have been the... Okay, so this should actually go up like this. Yeah. So I am going to have to wall this off at a certain point. But this ladder here actually isn't real in terms of the game. That's just a shortcut that I put in while I was under construction that we'll have to get rid of. And I do like the idea of the stairwell getting narrower the higher you get in the tower. It just, there's something scary about that. That I think is pleasing to, you know, to the brain, you know. It makes you feel more, I don't know. So, like, even though as you get higher up, you get these windows that you can see out of, you yourself are kind of more isolated than you were. So, what is there actually something back here in the game, or is this just a dead hallway? I think that's it. I think we can wall that off and be okay. So the question is, when you emerge from this first stairwell here, how high should this ceiling actually be? Now, we want to have it high enough that the spiral staircase here, probably you get the sense that it exists, that it is a spiral staircase. And you know, I almost wonder if I could just have fences come out and around on like all of this to some degree. No, that's going to be weird. Oh, especially when you get up to there, because you don't want to see over that wall. So I do need to have a ceiling come in at some point. And ideally, if you're coming into here next, it should be at least a block lower than that to give the sense that this room is bigger or grander. Well, this is also a very vertical space with the stairwell. Let's see. So when we pop up here, I think that what we want to do is to hop across here and just bring this, let's say, halfway. We're going to split the difference. It's going to be taller than the claustrophobic space, but not as tall as the open space. Also, I think having differently heighted ceilings will mess with some people. So, once again, Vampire Castle, if we're messing with people, we're probably doing a good job. So, when you emerge out of this space, you're going to have blocks coming that way. You're going to see this doorway here. Going to have another stairwell leading up. And, obviously, you don't want to be able to see this. I mean, you might, but I don't want my players to see this. So, we're going to chop this up real quick. We'll just close that off, then you can climb up and around, and then you arrive here at this level. Now, we're ultimately probably we're going to have to close this off because players don't need access to this interstitial space. So let's go ahead and just grab these ladders for reclamation purposes, and then jump through this hole with our expert flying skills. Okay, this is literally impossible. We're just going to fill this with blocks with our expert flying skills. Yay, we did it. Now, I almost think that there's a value to continuing this pillar up and having it support that wood beam or something. I don't know. There's something interesting about doing it that way. Haven't figured out entirely what it is. But, oh yeah, we're going to want to take our little fence here, put it around. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Well, I checked my book, and this part over here doesn't actually even have anything in it. We gotta close this all off. Dang it. So close to actually getting that top block. So instead, we get to hop up here. Boom. But yeah, that also gives a sense that there might be something on the other side of that wall, which I enjoy. Now, this stairwell, we're just gonna leave as a ladder for right now. It should be a stairwell according to the game, but we don't have the material to actually make it one. Although I do think that this space here will be more obvious as an area if we have it kind of closed off more. So just bear with me. And we're going to make this door, like, around the corner more flush with everything, so it seems more obviously to be a usable space. Alright, so now when you come up these stairs here, you look this way, you don't really see much. There's this pillar, I wonder what that does. There's this door here, and a ladder that clearly goes to the roof. No question. Clearly the sky above. So, yeah, this is I don't know, it's just a much more adventurer scale space having all of this filled in than it was before. So thank you guys for joining me as I filled it in. We can head down these stairs here. So we got our witches up top, we got our guest room area down here. I gotta put some desks and some furniture in, but you know, it's good. It's good. We'll have our bed, closet, with the secret door that leads to where the witches are. Ha ha ha. Okay, yeah, this is all coming together. Dungeon Masters can never truly anticipate the whims and whimsy of their players, but you know what? We do our best and we say a prayer that we might get a little bit close, an approximation of the inclination of the players as they experience their adventuration. And I'm looking at this ceiling here through the black glass looks pretty good. I feel like that was a strong move for giving that room a stronger sense of space. Now, you might have noticed that today's episode was mid-roll ad-free, and that's thanks to one of my $50 a month Patreon sponsors, Kathleen Heath. So in lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a poem that I have written myself. The rain falls straight down. The leaves fall straight down. There is no wind in Minecraft. Painters do studies of colors, and they are still paintings. Could I do studies of letters? Z, 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 Z. Was that still a poem? Or did I fall straight down? Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.